Welcome back. All right, in our last episode, we mostly cleared out Moonrise Towers. There's a few folks left. So we're going to take Gale and head to the Moonrise Towers waypoint, and we'll do the same thing with Will and Alfera, just to get everybody together again. And then we're going to finish off what we started in the tower. All right, so Moonrise Towers, and we'll go ahead and link up the elementals and our party. And we'll stop sneaking. They're not going to be upset, probably. So we left no witnesses. We could start looting.
Parasite. Collect it. It might be useful.
Yeah, our dream visitor really wants us to consume parasites. A bunch of the bodies here will have them, not all, but several of them. They also have relatively expensive plate armor and some other stuff like that. We're not super worried about that. We are not shy of money, and we're not going to be using any of the parasites in this particular run. So looks like we got this guy, but we didn't get the ogre. So we'll reposition our party and we'll target the ogre and we'll just start shooting. There we go. And we're doing this just so that they're not going to be combatants when we come back later. We're not going to kill the cat, though. Steelclaw can stay alive. This is also an opportunity to run around and see if we missed anybody at the docks.
I'll take that.
Here we've got a room with some gnolls and another true soul who's mind controlling them. She's trying to make Barnabas do essentially tricks and stuff for us. We'll take a look at the sight cones and we'll move over to here where we're hiding. We'll crouch and see if we can get everybody crouch. And we'll go ahead and shoot. That's going to kick off combat, but we've surprised them. And let's hope that Will can do that in one shot. All right. We've got Gale going here. We could just sleep him if we wanted to, but we have a whole surprise round, so we're just going to take a shot. Well, I'm looking at it. This item right here, Netherese Orb Blast. This is Gale detonating himself. While we're looking at it, I'm going to go ahead and unlock it, and I'm going to drag it off the bar and relock. We're not going to be casting that spell. And we're missing one of our elementals. Come back around to the top. The Gale's portent ability is really, really amazing, but kind of annoying.
There's a parasite in that corpse, brimming with potent magic.
And again, we can come out here and take a look and see what's going on. And looks like we're clear. So we're going to head further in and we'll kill the goblins, and then we'll head upstairs and take out the ogre. So here we've got these goblins.
You should consider a new name.
And we'll go ahead and crouch
Find somewhere to camp soon.
and shoot.
The Wizard Wonder. Or how about the Master of the Weave?
We had run off. We'll shoot this one.
My hand.
We've got a scrying eye, one of those left. We'll take a shot on that. You know, we'll just use one of these portune dies. There we go. Scrying eye's down. So we got one more goblin that's floating around somewhere. There we go. He is running back, or she's running back. And that's it. So we still have Lan and these two that we need to think about whether or not we want to keep them, right? So when we come back, any vendor that we leave here, Roa will be gone as well as her guards, and Lan will be hostile. So the most dangerous combatant we have in here is actually Roa. Roa will use whatever scrolls are in her inventory, and since we're high level, those are really powerful effects. So if we want to fight her, we want to make sure that we do all of her hit points before she gets to act. There are a couple ways of doing that. We could try using Asterion to stealth snipe her. We could break the party apart. And that's what we're going to try to do, is I'll have Alfira try to deal with it. So we'll bring everybody into this room, and we're going to break Alfira off from the rest of the party. And we'll shut the door just in case. We don't want the fight to start unless we want it to for our party. And Lan is not a particularly dangerous opponent. We're out of Bardic Inspiration. Is not what we want for this particular fight, so we're going to want to have the two-shot ability available. So we'll go ahead and go to our camp and resting menu, and we're going to use one of the short rests. We get 2 of those a day. That's going to restore our Bardic Inspiration. So we'll take a look at what options we have to increase our damage. So we've got this Drake Throat Glaive, and we've not used it before. So we'll show you how to do that. We're going to take our Hailfire hand crossbow and put it on our main hand. And we'll actually put it on the ground. We see it's right there. And with our Drake Throat Glaive, we're going to go to Draconic Elemental Weapon. We can choose to add Acid, Cold, Fire, Lightning, or Thunder. We're going to add Thunder damage to it. And we'll pick that weapon back up. And we'll equip it in our main hand so that we've got a couple of shots of damage with it. And we'll put our Force crossbow in the other hand. If we want, we can even add a little bit of fire by seeing if we've got a candle here. Set a candle on the ground and light it. We'll crouch, make sure I've got a ranged weapons equipped. We'll dip our weapon.
I need a little extra edge.
And we're going to select Slashing Flourish. And we're going to put both of them in Roa. And we're getting a Gale die here. We'll go ahead and use it. We want these shots to hit. And that was that for her, right? So we got 2 shots off with Sharpshooter and a bunch of additional damage. We've got more Slashing Flourish, but our target is blocked there. We'll take a couple shots on Ural. And then we just have an offhand shot, and we'll put that into Erna. And then we're going to reposition. And she's got a couple ice arrows. She knocked us down. And not the end of the world. Rather than move and potentially fall down, we'll jump out of the ice. Slashing Flourish again. And this ice is going to fade. It does look like she may have, yeah, it looks like she either broke our candle or caused it to fall to the ground. Not sure which yet. Now we got Lantarv. He's not anywhere near as dangerous, but we'll select our Slashing Flourish again. Looks like we gotta walk a little bit forward. So we'll do that, Slashing Flourish. And we almost got him on the first attack. And that's it. Okay, so there went the vendors that we were worried about. Araj, we are okay with leaving. So Roa ends up being a combatant in Act 3, and Lan will be a combatant at the end of Act 2 when we raid Moonrise. So we don't mind losing them at all. They weren't going to be very useful for us in the future. We'll come over and see what we can get out of these guys. So, because vendors leave some of their most valuable items, so we'll see. We've got the Halberd of Vigilance. We can send that to Lizelle. She might use it. We've got these 3 soul coins that he told us he was going to send to Karlach. We'll send them to Karlach. He's got some plate armor +1 and this barbarian armor. We'll send that to Karlach as well. Probably won't use it, but there it is. Over here on his shelf, we've got an Iron Banded Shield +1. That's effectively 3 points of AC from his shield, so we'll make sure that we grab that. We've got a Scroll of Chromatic Orb, a Potion of Greater Healing, and Roa dropped 2 Scrolls of Wall of Stone, this Sharpened Snare Curious, which would be good for a Druid. For now, we'll go ahead and send that to Lizelle. The Paladin armor, well, we don't have a Paladin, but we'll put it on Lizelle for now, and a couple of scrolls. Alright, so that clears out this level, and let's take a look at the second floor where we know that there is an ogre. So we'll head up the stairs.
There's an illithid parasite in that corpse. You should take a look.
So we'll crouch down and we can see that this ogre's right here, and we're going to have essentially the same interaction with it that we did with the one downstairs. We're just going to shoot it a bunch of times. And that's it. Alright, so this leads up top. Ketheric is up there right now because we've already met him, so we're not going to head up, but there's no one up there but Ketheric right now. This is where we would ordinarily be dealing with Zrel. She will talk to us on the foot of the stairs and then come in here to this office through this door. And there were a couple of guys out here, a couple of the absolute cultists out here playing cards, but we killed all of them in the last episode. And this is Balthazar's office. We'll open the door here and take a look at what's going on inside. So we're going to need the heart, and I'm going to have Gale do this. It would work perfectly fine with our character as well. So we'll have Gale pick up the heart. And there's a secret door back here, and the mechanism that works it is to click on the bookshelf labeled Musty Tomes, or sort of rhymes with tombs. We'll click on the Ancient Altar and add a heart. That's going to open this door, and since Gale is a sage and we're a sage, we're going to get double inspiration for this. But we're not through yet, because if we do it without making any mistakes, we get an additional inspiration for being a little too familiar with the protocol. So if you click on other things, there's the potential that a trap will go off. So just this interaction is worth 4 inspiration, potentially. We'll take whatever scrolls are going to show up. And that's it.
The necromancer was experimenting on the tadpoles.
Yep. And so we're
But
going to
they
go
were
ahead.
already imbued with Netherese magic. So where did that magic come from?
And we'll get guidance here from Will and try and open up this chest. We fail. It's not worth using inspiration on these. We have a whole bunch of thieves' tools. And we pick up an elixir of necrotic resistance and the cold brim hat. If we inflict a condition, we also get 2 turns of encrusted with frost. Encrusted with frost has the ability to add up to additional cold damage or becoming frozen when there are 7 stacks. This is really good if we're going to use something like Sleet Storm. So we'll pocket that. And we're going to have a look at the ritual here, the ritual circle. So this is a Gale event, and because we're nice guys, we're going to encourage him to make peace with Mystra rather than completing the ritual. If we did, we could create a unique lantern that will summon a shadow, but that's not something that we want. And honestly, the summon's not that great, so you're not costing yourself a lot by choosing to get the bonus rather than the shadow. But this is a role play thing that we're doing for me. So if you're looking for ultimate power, the lantern is probably a better bang for your buck, even if it doesn't do much. A shadow is better than nothing. So, but I'm going to opt to not use it, and so I won't be explaining any further how to get any use out of it.
Carved into the bench's rotted surface are strange, half-faded sigils. A magic circle of some kind, thick with darkness and decay.
A ritual circle. And a complex one at that. I've seen such a construction before in the writings of the Weave Pasha Raven, though his vision was not so tainted.
We'll ask what it's for.
The sigils are written in a curious mix of tongues. Ancient Kalashite, Netherese, something else I can't quite make out. If I'm reading it correctly, it was used in the creation of moon lanterns. It's been mostly drained, but even now contains a powerful dose of shadow weave. The discarded pixie corpses might still contain enough essence. With one of the broken lantern casements... Yes, I think I'll be able to craft one more lantern. And with a slight modification of the casting gesture, it might be able to wield the shadows instead of repelling them. Though, Mistra's eyes may be upon me. She'd forbid me dabbling with such magic. She'd want it destroyed. Wasted, arguably.
So we're going to ask him to destroy this foul thing before it pollutes any further.
Some room then, if you please.
It doesn't take much. The sigils fade, the circle's tainted magic dissolving harmlessly into the ether.
Not bad for a wizard who slept through his Kalashite lessons, eh?
And we immediately get a Gale conversation.
Did you feel that? I wasn't surrounded on all sides by the darkness of the Shadow Curse lands. I'd think it was Mystra herself brushing against my skin.
And we'll say we felt it too.
That's Mistra's power for you. Where there's even a trace of magic, she will be there to bring it to life. There's clearly some magic in you if you were able to sense her presence. But I think I felt something stronger. She's left some tiny part of herself to watch over me, I think. A boon to help us reach the heart of the Absolute in one piece.
Let's say we're grateful for the help, so we'll choose option 3.
Strange, though. She would reward me for such a service now. She's hardly been forthcoming on that front since my banishment. Ah, perhaps I'm overthinking things. A blessing's a blessing, and this one should come in most useful.
So he's been pretty bitter about his ex-girlfriend, and we're going to point out that maybe he shouldn't have been. We'll come into this room. There's a bunch of broken moon lanterns, but there is also a functional moon lantern. These are great. We've been throwing them on the ground and using them to reveal shadows, so we'll grab this other one. We'll lockpick this chest. Again, Will give us guidance. And inside, we find a cloak that when we poison someone, we heal ourselves. Hardly worth even picking that up. We're probably not going to be doing poisoning of people. And there's a bunch of stuff we can read. A lever that we can open. And in so doing, we see that we come out onto the very ledge that we spent so much time on. And with that, we have completely cleared Moonrise Towers. The only person left here is Raj and her assistant. So, mission accomplished. And we can head back to try to finish Halsin's quest, and then we can head back to the Verge of Shadows and the Gauntlet of Shar and progress the quest forward. We'll just double check to make sure that we've got the quests that we want to get done finished by then. And then there are some optional things we could do. I may go and talk to the judge or finish off some of the twig blight ambushes. For now, I'm going to take the party and we're going to head back to Last Light Inn. I take that back. We'll head back to camp. I can't remember if we told Halsin about Thaniel or not yet, so let's take a look. He's still here, so he must not have. So we'll head back towards where Halsin is. And we'll talk to him and start that quest in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.